Hello, good morning. It is the 20th of September 2023, and you're not seeing me today. Instead, you are seeing this book, which says 100 Days of Happiness. So, one of the things that I've been talking about Lent is reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't I say that without yawning? Reduce, reuse, recycle, food, warmth, and shelter. Budgeting, spending time with your family, and looking at how you spend your money. Now, as everyone's probably aware, in January, a lot of these sort of books come out on the market. I am an absolute pain for buying these personally. I don't even know why I bother to buy them, because when you look at the retail price, you think, oh, it's only under a £5 or it's a £5. I'll buy it. And most of the time, they never even get used. They end up sitting on my bookshelf at home. And then same with my diaries. Now, I've brought a number of these this year. I want to say this year, I mean last year for this year. And if you are going to look at buying any sort of self-help books to sort of support you or help you budget or be more organised in 2024 or any other years to come, look at what they're actually offering. Now, the reason I picked this one is because it said 100 days. So it's very similar to Lent, to be honest. Lent's 40 days, 40 nights. This is 100. It has bright cover on it. So again, the way I looked at it was, maybe I can reuse it for something else. Or even give it to a friend. And a lot of these books as well, they'll have what is called like a disclaimer in the front. To sort of like protect the author, so to speak. But a lot of the things that are in here are pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. And they're sort of things that I think we kind of take for granted. And then it'll say things like, oh, your favourite things to do. Well, let's just be realistic. When people are working Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, at national minimum wage, trying to pay the rent, trying to think of things that you could do that aren't going to cost you money, isn't always something easy to consider. Because by the time you get home, you're too tired. All you want to do is go to sleep. Again, favourite movies that make you laugh. Well, everybody knows that most of the stuff that's on national TV are reruns. And because of the high subscription rates of things like Netflix, Disney, Virgin, Amazon Prime, ITV, etc., once you've paid your gas, your electric, your council tax, your mortgage, all the things you need for food, warmth and shelter, you haven't got time to pay for subscription. So, and again, you're too tired. Again, it talks about podcasting. So, a lot of the stuff in here is pretty self-explanatory. But one of the things I do like about this book is it has what is called like, sad and a happy face. So even if you didn't want to use the whole of the book, for example, something like this is quite useful that you could take from it and just to kind of like evaluate where you are. But again, this is all the sort of thing that your doctor would do to sort of decide whether or not you were clinically depressed. And let's face it, most people are nowadays. I mean, I myself suffer with depression, which I am medicated for, but then I also suffer with other mental health issues too. And then again, it has these sayings like happiness can sneak in through a door that you didn't know you left open. And I mean, how many times do people see this stuff in today's society? These sort of positive mantra, like positive mental attitude sort of speeches. And then again, we put them on our walls, we put them on our books, we put them on our clothes. And yet, we never really do anything with them. They just become part of society. And they're just like road signs in a way, to be honest, in my opinion. It's like, you get to a junction, do you turn left, do you turn right? You get to a roundabout, which way you're going to go. And so again, we just kind of take these things for granted. So again, today is about budgeting in a way. It's about, if you are going to go out and buy something, decide whether or not you need it in the first place. Because I'm not saying allow your money to sit in a bank. I mean, let's face it, the interest rates at the moment are diabolical, especially with the cost of living and inflation. But do you really want to be spending money on something that's going to cost you £5 that you're most likely not going to use? Or would you rather use that money for something else? I guess the only good thing about this is that it is tangible. It's something that you can hold in your hand. It's something that, you can keep. It does have a usefulness. Whereas when you spend £5 on something like gas or electric or, paying your bills, yeah, okay, you do have the benefits of that in the long run. But, £5 on your gas bill or your electric bill or your water rates or your council tax doesn't really go very far. So again, just think about your spending, think about what it is you want to buy. I mean, even if you were to if I did use that £5 to buy a new pair of socks, or a new pair or a new jumper or something from a charity shop. I mean, I'm not saying these books don't help people, because, I mean, I know people that buy them and I know people that use them. But myself, I buy them with all the good intentions to use them. But then most of the time, they just aren't used. So, thank you very much for listening again to my waffle on the 20th of September 2024 for Lent. And so basically today is be happy, but watch your spending.